Now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Gordon Grlić Radman, Foreign Minister of Croatia. Mr. Minister, welcome. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thanks so much, and Honorable Congressman, Mr. Mike Turner, former Mayor of Dayton. Thank you so much for having invited me, and I'm privileged to be today. It's a historic day for me here in Dayton. 30 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, of course, dear friends, dear colleagues, 30 years ago, after long years of conflict, peace for Bosnia and Herzegovina had become a reality. This is the true measure of importance of the Dayton Peace Agreement. However, peace has not brought stability, no true goal of the peace process, reconciliation. I'd like to ask of you to listen to me with an open heart and mind. What I have to say, although not new or unknown, is often disregarded for the sake of comfort found in oversimplifying complex historical and national issues. I will be blunt. Croatia was one of the first countries to recognize independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of Bosnia and Herzegovina. In the wartime, Croatia has harbored almost 1 million refugees and displaced persons, have provided a humanitarian lifeline to Bosnia and Herzegovina from and through our territory. He is a former wartime Foreign Minister Mate Granic, who was here in 1995. At the time, he was chairman of the headquarters for refugees and displaced persons, and we work together. And Croatia did this in spite of local battles between Bosnia and Herzegovina Croats and Bosniaks, or among Bosniaks themselves. By liberating its own territory and then preventing Srebrenica-like scenario in Bihać in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia has turned the tide of war. And we have paid a heavy price in the lives of our own soldiers. But this is not to diminish the role played by Bosniak defenders. But their bravery has been matched by those of Croatian soldiers who had both the will and the means to bring their Serbian side to the negotiating table. That would not have happened without us. The Dayton Agreement would have never happened without Croatia. And this is the true story of Dayton. And I was a witness. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a consensus in the international community in identifying separatism in Bosnia and Herzegovina as a clear threat. Yet equally, detrimental, hegemonistic centralism is being ignored. Bosnia and Herzegovina Croats have not been able to exercise their constitutional right and elect their legitimate representative in the presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina 4 times. All that in spite of the ruling by the Constitutional Court of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The spirit of Dayton Agreement, namely, ensured that each nation would elect its own representative, and it is not de facto. For Croats in Bosnia and Herzegovina, it is crucial who represents them, and not just what his or her ethnic affiliation is. Legitimacy comes from the trust of the community, not from the mathematical majority of another people. The right to representation is not a privilege, but a prerequisite to stability and peace. The calls for civic and unitary model of Bosnia and Herzegovina are nothing but a cover for the political domination of the majority people over the Bosnia and Herzegovina Croats happening to this day. The international community needs to realize that and support the European model of federalism as a response to both secessionism and suppressive centralism along the lines proposed by Johns Hopkins Professor Edward P. Joseph in Balkanicide, published this week. Finally, I'd like to leave you with two thoughts. The first relates to our allies and partners in Europe and beyond. Further interventionist experiments will bring no good for Bosnia and Herzegovina. They will only tear into the very fabric of Bosnia and Herzegovina society so carefully woven through centuries. They will shatter a delicate balance of power sharing between the three constituent peoples, Bosniaks, Serbs and Croats, a balance reflecting the country's history and multi-ethnic character now enshrined in its constitution. I do not doubt your good intentions, but action without proper understanding can only bring further trouble. My second message goes to the constituent peoples in Bosnia and Herzegovina and their political leaders. I hope they will find courage to look ahead for compromise internally and do what is necessary and right for all fellow countrymen, Bosnia and Herzegovina Croats included, to feel at home in Bosnia and Herzegovina. A man asked his gardener why his plants grow so beautifully. The gardener said, "I don't force them to grow. I remove what stops them." Please remove the obstacles so that everyone feels at home. As President Trump said a few days ago, true transformations do not come from foreign nation builders. They are interventions or lessons on how to live and govern one's own affairs. They do not come from the radical reflections of our own heritage upon foreign request. Peace and progress can only come from people that have lived here for all their lives. Wise word instead. Indeed, we should all listen. And I welcome also the speech of Deputy Secretary Landau. I appreciate everything what he said. Thank you so much.